There's a lot of questions right now about Roki Sasaki specifically. Now, this is Andrew Friedman. He talked with Katie Woo, and he was on Dodgers territory. More or less, she asked, do you think that maybe he goes to AAA to continue to work on starting, learning that third pitch? Or do you think this is a long-term bullpen thing? Because we really believe in Roki as a starter. We think he's going to be a very good starter and a dominant starter at some point. And then he mentioned that they were aware of a nagging soft tissue injury that he's had for a while, that he's just constantly kind of trying to work through, that throws everything off. When there's a soft tissue injury, you have a muscle that's not operating well, or you're like, if your abdominal hurts, your back will take over to compensate. Then now your body moves differently. You might be more restricted, or you might be less restricted. That could completely change how you throw the ball, and that is what he thinks happened. Not what he thinks, what they know happened to Roki in Japan, and it took them a year to kind of unwind these problems he was having because he still had to pitch. So that's why he went down to AAA. That's why it took him a while to get him back, is because they had some patterns that he had gotten into, that he was still, quote unquote, healthy, but he wasn't as healthy as he could be. And sometimes you're good enough to pitch right now, you're healthy enough to pitch, but you still shouldn't, because you need to figure that you need to get yourself moving in the way that it needs to be able to move, so you don't have to think about it anymore. And this is a subconscious thing. But Friedman was talking about this like everyone knows it. And I've never heard any president of baseball operations say something like that publicly, just like, yeah, man, he had some stuff going on, and it's just not something you just fix. You got to build trust with the guy. He's got to be on the same page with you, and that takes a little bit of time. It does, because there's frustration. You want to come off the ground running. It's the big leagues. It's the first time in the major leagues. All this stuff's going on. We're not just going to be like, hey, man, let's change all your mechanics right now. We had to work backwards and work through and unwind it, but they feel like they're closer to that, so that they can add that third pitch that is going to get him back to being an elite starter. I believe that's true. I believe they will.